Hivers, welcome to Honeybee Stamping Hive, where creative buzz is always in the air. I am Tashana Lundy, your independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And today, we are going to be making a version of this box. This is a very creative box. It opens up like this. It holds 3 Ghirardelli chocolate squares on this side and 3 on this side, for a total of 6. That's a lot of chocolate. I seen this on YouTube. It was made by this person. I do not know how to say this at all, so I'm not going to attempt. But I believe this is the blog name, and this is her name. So this is who I got the instructions to make this box from. And from her instructions, they're not in English. Her video is not in English, but she did give the measurements in inches and centimeters. So I just went ahead and followed along, and just, you know, it's real easy to follow along with her video. And I used the, what is this? The Bonanza Buddies stamp set, and the dies that coordinate with it, that comes in a bundle, and this is called the Bonanza dies. And I also used the designer series paper. I'm sorry, I couldn't think. And the designer series paper is called the Birthday Bonanza, and that's this beautiful stack of paper. It is so fun. Lots of pretty colors, bright colors. But this is what I used on that box. And so from her instructions, I went ahead and I wanted to make some, because I had bought some Dove chocolates, and I wanted to make a box that fit that. And I came up with this one. And on that box, I used the Timeless Tropical bundle. The stamp set. Well, no, I didn't use the bundle. I didn't use the stamp set. I just used the dies. So let's see. The dies are called Timeless Tropical. No, In the Tropics dies. I'm sorry. In the Tropic dies. And the Tropical Oasis Designer Series paper. To make that one. Let me show you that paper. This is the paper. Tropical Oasis. Yes, that's correct. So I love this sheet. I haven't used it yet, but I'm gonna make something with that because I love the colors on that one. This is a nice, fun, very busy one side, and the other side is not so busy. So, but it's very nice paper. Okay, that's what I use for that one. Let me open this one up. This one holds 4 Dove chocolates, 2 on each side, and it opens up the same way. I love the way this opens up. This is so cute. And then I just stacked the Aloha from the dies. I cut it out 3 times and stacked it on top of each other to give it a little dimension. And then I also put some of Wink of Stella all over the Aloha part. And that's that one. And then I also made a version so that we wouldn't have to give away so much chocolate that holds 2 of the Dove chocolates, so 1 on each side. So this is the one we're going to be making today. This small one. And I used the Dress to Impress bundle to make this one. I also used the Best Dressed Designer Series paper stack. This is a 6x6. This is beautiful florals. I mean, really beautiful florals on one side. And on the other side, it's all about purses and shoes and lipstick and perfume. And you can see there's a couple of stripes in the shoes, makeup. Very gorgeous paper. So this is the one we're going to be making. I am going to decorate it using other decorations, but we're going to make this size. And I hand cut these purses out because there's no die for this. So I just hand cut it straight out of the designer series paper. But it's cute, right? So that's what we're going to be making today. Okay, so we're going to use the Thoughtful Blooms stamp set, and this is a free stamp set with Celebration. So if you spend $50, you can get this for free. And we're also going to be using the what is this called? The Blossoms Punch. Let me check. Small Bloom Punch. So we're going to be using the Small Blooms Punch, and you can get that for free with a $100 order. So if you spend $150, you can get both of these, as well as 10% in Stampin' Rewards. So that's $15 that you can get to buy something else absolutely for free. Okay, so let's get started. First, let me see. We're going to be using, we're also going to be using the Please This Punch Designer Series paper for this. So this is the Please This Punch Designer Series paper. So we're going to be using this. This is a coordination product. It's not in any catalog, but it coordinates with a lot of the Celebration items and a lot of the items in the January to June 2020 mini catalog. So this coordinates with a lot of the punches. So you can see the Small Bloom Punch, the Tulip Builder, the Umbrella Builder, the Heart Punch Pack. Let's see. Is that it? Yeah. So one side coordinates with the punches. The other side is just pretty paper, pretty designs. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started because that's enough chatter. So we're going to need our scoring tool. Okay, and I have all my stuff here. So on this, for this small box, you're going to need a cardstock that is 5.5 by 4. And on the long side, we're going to score it at 1/2 inch. 1 3/4, 2 3/4, 4, and 5. And then we're going to rotate it to the short side. And on the short side, the 4-inch side, we're going to score it at 1 1/4, 1 3/4, 3 inches, and 3.5 inches. Then we want to rotate that back to the long side, making sure that your 1 1/4 inch squares are at the bottom. And we're going to score this partial way down at 2 1/4, down to the 1 1/4 score line. So way down here, this last score line. And then we're going to score it at 4.5 to the same score line. And that is all of our scoring done. So we'll put that away. And now we're gonna get to cutting this up. So I have made myself a template so I'll know where to cut. Let me get a pair of scissors here. So with your 1 1/4 squares on this side, we want to cut this away, and this tiny square away. I hope you guys can see these score lines. And we're going to leave these 2 little squares here, there, and we're going to wedge in because those are going to be tabs, okay? I'm going to do a wedge on this side as well to cut that corner off. Then I'm going to fold these over because we're going to cut this away completely. Okay. And then after that, we're going to, let's cut straight down this partial score line. And I see a little bit of the score line on this side, so I'm going ahead and cut that off. And we'll do the same thing on the other partial score line. Okay, and as you can see here, we're cutting most of this off, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. We're cutting that off, and then we're gonna cut this rectangle out as well. So we'll wedge this as a tab. And we're gonna wedge this one. That's a tab as well. And then we're gonna do like we did before. We're gonna fold our tabs back so that we can cut this completely off. Okay. Now let's bring it back like this. What do we do next? Okay, so now let's turn it this way so that we have our 1 1/4 squares at the top. And we're going to continue working over here since we already have this partially cut. This is just going to be wedged in right here to take that off. And we're going to wedge this in on this side because that's going to be a tab. And we're going to wedge this side because this is also a tab. And we're going to cut straight up on the rectangle side right here and wedge in on the tab. The same thing here, straight up on the rectangle side and wedge in on the tab. Okay, and then we're going to fold this portion back to get it out of our way because we're going to cut straight up to that first score line there to make our tab and make a little wedge. Bring this back out. Now fold this in so we can cut straight up on this side and make our tab with the wedges. Straight on the rectangle and wedge up. Straight again on the rectangle and wedge up. We can wedge here and wedge this right here. Okay. So this is what we should be left with. Okay, let me just clear this out of the way. We're done with the scissors, I do believe. And now I am going to round the corners because this is going to be this part here. And if you can see, I do have a little red here because it's rounded. It's just a little. So we're going to take our trio. I can never remember the name of this punch. It's a trio punch. It's in our annual catalog. We're just gonna round the edges of this. Okay, that's all we need that punch for. And now we're going to go ahead and start decorating. And to decorate, I've already cut out cut out all of my pieces because the main purpose of this video is just to show you how to put the box together, not how to decorate. So I use the stitch shapes, the smallest stitched square, to make 2 of my sides for the box. So these will be placed here and here. Those will be on the, nope, that's wrong. They'll be placed here and here because those will be on the outside. On the inside, we just have a 1 inch by 1 inch square of the designer series paper because you don't want to put too much bulk on the inside because it's already a tight fit when those squares go together. So as you can see, you don't want to make this too tight because then it might not close, okay? So we're just going to put these in place. And these squares on the inside of the stitch squares are also 1 by 1 inch squared. So then we have 4 of these tiny little pieces. The Balmy Blue cardstock is cut at 1 3/16 by 7/16. I know that is very small, but that's what it is. And the Designer Series paper is cut at 1 by 1 1/4. So we have 4 of those, and those are for the little sides of the box here. And then for the lid of the box, I have a piece of Balmy Blue that is 1 1/8 by 15/16. And we're going to do a little bit of stamping on a piece of white that is 1 by 13/16. Yes, I know these 16th measurements are hard to deal with, but bear with me because I wanted to decorate it in more than one layer, so we had to, I didn't have much room to work with. So we're going to glue all this stuff down. Where's my glue? I'm going to use my oh, did I tell you this is Petal Pink? So let's just get this adhered down. As you can see, it basically almost, it's like, not even a 1/16 of an inch border around this square. That one looks a little crooked to me. Okay, get these sides put on. Oh my gosh, you guys, this video was supposed to come out last week, the day after Valentine's Day, but I procrastinated and didn't get around to it. Thought I would do it the night of Valentine's Day, but we had a very late night. My husband and I volunteered at our church. They had a singles night where the singles mingled. They did like a table talk, which was more like a speed dating type of thing. But they had a comedy show. We served dinner. And they had a mini sermon. A guest speaker came in and gave like a mini sermon. And then they did like their little speed dating session, which was, they called it table talk. But it was so much fun for them. And so me and my husband, we served in the kitchen, like getting the food prepped on the plates and putting it on carts to get other people to run it out to the dining area, which was the sanctuary. We just had to transform it into a dining area. And it was fun. It was a long night. It was hard work because after the everything was over, they hung out in the lobby and had cookies and lemonade, took pictures. There was like a little photo booth set up, and they took pictures. And we had to wait until everybody left so that we could break everything down, put all the chairs back in the sanctuary, put everything back where it went, took all the linen and got it into the wash and everything. So we got home, it was about midnight, and I was not about to be up trying to make this box. So I was going to do it the next Saturday night. I was so tired still from Friday night that I didn't do it. And then on Sunday, I was at church again. So I didn't get it done. What is today? Today is Monday, President's Day. Since it was a holiday, thought I'd go ahead and get it done, even though I'm not posting this until Saturday. But I said, I'm not going to procrastinate this week and wait till the last minute. Okay, so that is all of our decorations for now that we need on the box. Okay, now we're going to do a little bit of stamping. So we're going to take our little square and some Petal Pink ink. And I have one of the tiny little flowers. Let me see which one is this. I I have this, yeah, this flower. We're just gonna stamp it all over. I need let me get some scratch paper. I'm just gonna stamp these flowers all over, mostly on the edges. I'm gonna stamp this one off and put it in the middle. I guess I'll stamp a couple of them off. Okay. And that's all we need that one for. And then we're gonna get some Highland Heather and stamp our sentiment. And I'm using the thank you. You have to really be careful with what sentiment you choose, because this is a small little space. Okay, and we're going to try to get this in the center. Let me see. I'm going to try to get this straight on here. There we go. That looks good. Good, good, good. And that is all the stamping that we're doing. Okay, so now we're gonna take that and glue it to our Balmy Blue. Just center it in here. And then this is going to be on the lid of the box. Oh no. I moved it. I moved it. No, it's going to be crooked. Oh, did you see what I just did? I got glue all over it. Oh. Okay, we'll have to try to fix that when it dries a little bit. Okay, so now I have glue all over my fingers, ink on my fingers. Oh my goodness. Let's take this, and this is going to be the lid, so we're going to put this right here and try to center that as well. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to burnish my score lines. I was wondering, like, why can't I see where to put this? Because I forgot to burnish my score lines. So let's go ahead and do that right now. Get my bone folder and burnish these score lines. Oh my goodness, this glue. This would have been a lot easier to burnish before I added everything on here. If I do those, okay, now I need it this way. Because when you're making a box, you want the lines to be very crisp, so everything goes together well. Okay, now we're gonna have some tear and tape. And we're gonna put tear and tape on these tabs here on the side. Make sure you go right up to that score line. I'm just using an old gift card here to help me tear that straight off. And do the same thing on this tab. I'm sorry, I might be talking down and you can't hardly hear, huh? And then we're gonna put them on these tabs. Not these four here in the middle. These four little ones. Let me see, why can't I do this? Why do I feel like I'm, okay. Just having that straight edge helps to tear the tape without, since the tabs are so little, I don't want to just rip it up with my hand because I might tear the tabs off. So that's why I'm doing it this way. Okay, one more to go after this one. Let's see, see, I almost tore that off. Go down here, card. Hold it down. Hold it down. One more. I could have just cut little pieces, but I just want to make sure it's all the way over since this is such a small space. Okay, and what else do we need to do? One more thing. We need to punch a little finger hole here, and I'm using a 1/2-inch punch. This is retired, but you can use any small punch that you have. You can use a 1-inch punch. I think that might, because this is 1 1/4, because you're not going to do the whole thing. You just need a little, just a little tiniest little thing so they'll know that's where they open it up. Okay, so that is about everything done. We move this out of the way, and we're just going to peel this off. And see how this is hanging off? It's fine because we'll just fold it back over on itself like that. So I knew some of them were too long, but it's okay. You just want to line this up to make it square. Do the same thing on this side up. Let me fold this over. That's the one I almost ripped off. That would have been bad. We wouldn't have had a tab on this side. Okay. You want to do the same thing over here. I'm going to line this up. Okay, and now we just have the side tabs to make it a box. So we'll take this part off as well, fold that up, and we just need to make sure this is lined up, the two tops line up evenly, edge to edge. Press that down and do the same thing on this side. Fold that little glue tab over. We want to line this up, score line to score line, edge to edge. Okay, and press your finger in there just to rub it down. And when you do this, it's going to look like, oh, that's too small, that won't fold over, it's not going to fit. It will fit. Okay, and while I have this, let me see, I think it might be dry enough for me to try to get this glue off of here. I don't want to make it worse. Oh, it looks like I'm making it worse. Okay, we'll wait because it's not dry enough. I might have to do another one. Let's see. We're going to go ahead and put our candies in here. So I have 2 Dove chocolates. We'll put one in here on that side and one on this side. Put our little tabs down. And once you close the lid, see, it fits. Okay. Then we have a couple of more things to do here. That is going to bother me. I'm going to probably make another one. We're going to punch out some flowers using the small balloons punch. I want this Calypso Coral flower here. And this is straight up. We could have stamped these, but I thought, why not use the designer paper? It's already there. It's already done for us. Just make it a little easier. So those are the 2 I'm getting, and I'm going to pop those up on dimensionals. For my dimensionals. I should have, where's my, I don't know where my Pierce mat is. No bueno. I need my Pierce mat. You know what I'm gonna use? Because I can't find my Pierce mat right now. Just use my mouse pad. I want to take this and my take your pick tool, the rounded end here. I'm just gonna press that in to the middle of the flowers. That's it. That's all I needed to do. Okay, and the dimensionals. We're gonna use some of the mini dimensionals. These are, I thought those were the mini, but that's a big one. These are from the Paper Pumpkin Kit, so they look a little different. So I got the wrong ones. Get some mini dimensionals on there. And we're gonna put this one on the front here. I'll put this one on the back, right in the middle. I'm gonna use the Calypso Coral one on the front. Oh, did I just push? Stay fluffed out. Fluff, fluff, fluff. There we go. And now I just want to add some little pearls. So I have a package of the basic pearls. Get in here. Take my take your pick tool. Let's see. I think I'm gonna use the large ones. Yeah, that looks good. Right in the center. Is that the center? You guys know I am not good with straightening things up. I don't know why I'm so off kilter. That one is perfect. That's good. And I want to put some tiny ones in these flowers on here, but I think I'm going to stamp another one because it's kind of messed up. So I want to stamp another top. So I'm not going to put the pearls, but I would put them in the middle of these 3 flowers here. Maybe that one too, because it's the center is showing. Okay. So that is our project for today. Let me clean up our mess. I'll show you all the boxes again. And where's that paper? This is who, again, this is the blog name and the person's name who, where I got the inspiration to make these boxes. Hers is this size that holds 6 Ghirardelli squares, and this is how it opens up. This one holds 4 Dove chocolates. This is the one that I designed the measurements for, as well as the small one that we just completed today. Okay, that holds 2 of the Dove chocolates. So here you can see them. You can decorate them however you want. Okay, I hope you like it. I love doing 3D projects. I really do. If you need any of the supplies that you've seen here today, I would love for you to place an order with me. I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I do sell all of the supplies that I used here. I would like for you to leave me a thumbs up, which is a like on Facebook, but a thumbs up on YouTube. Don't forget to leave a comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. And as always, I want to thank you for buzzing by the hive today. Until next time, buzz you later. Bye.